I need 4 volunteers. I shouldn't call them volunteers because you actually get a reward for this. I just need 4 people. I don't mind if it's little people, big people, any sort of people, but I just need 4 people to come out here and help me with something. I'm seeing people move. Come on. Come on. I got 1. I've got 2. I've got 3. I've got 4. Okay, sorry. So we'll go, no, you stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't got 5. Sorry, buddy. We'll see how kind and generous these people are. Okay, if you can just line up in a row like this. So just so you get, there's the prize. Nah, wait, you got to do something for me. There's the prize. Woo-hoo. There's the prize. So all you need to do to receive your prizes is that you got to come closer together. That's it. Really close, squashed up. Because what I'm going to get you to do is sing a song. It only has to be for 10 seconds, but I want you to sing a song, okay? Just sing a song. You just got to be ready. So get a song in your head. You ready? So you probably, if you can come up and stand behind them, come up here, you come around here, because you've all got to gather around the microphone. Like, okay, you stand here like this, you stand here, hop in here. Ready? Just lean in here. And you got to be really, okay, you ready? You ready for 10 seconds? That's all it is. I want you to sing a song. Ready, set, go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark. Happy birthday to you.
Well done. Since it's my birthday, do I get to keep these?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
There you go. Thanks, guys, for helping me. Cool. What just happened there? What happens in life is that each of those 4 may have different, I'm thinking the chances of them all having happy birthday in their head were little. But as soon as one started singing happy birthday, singing a song, that song, if the others aren't sure, what did they do? They joined in to the loudest voice. So humanity's had a problem for a long, long time that we've either been silent about the song that's inside of us because someone else has had a louder voice, or we've just sung our own song, and instead of it being fantastic, it's just chaos because everyone's just singing their own song at their own pace, at their own tune, and it's just noise. So what we want to talk about today is that how do we live in harmony? How do we be in harmony? Because that's God's ultimate plan with Him, with ourselves, with each other, and with the world in which we live. And we've swallowed the song or the lie that if you can just get your own way, life will be better. That's the lie that humanity got sold, is to go, if you can just get your own way, you'll have the best life. Or if you just sing your own song, then that will be the best. But what happens then, that there's conflict that happens because someone else is singing a different song. And we all know if they sang my song, the world would be a better place. So we'll try something now. What was that? Lift your name on high. Okay, so I want these guys now to sing, which is a really old song because I'm old. So just sprung this on them. Lift your name on high. I want you to sing it. Go. You can join in.
Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. You came from heaven. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high.
Thanks, guys. Well done. See the difference there? You guys can take a seat. The difference there that someone said, let's do this song, and then rather than go get stuffed, I'm going to do my own song. They went, okay, let's do that song. And then they listened to each other and started, and harmonies kicked in. Then there was words on a screen that just came from nowhere. Go on, you Bev. And then you guys all joined in, and even if you didn't know the song, you saw the words on the screen, you picked up the melody, and you started in. So that's a better picture of God's original design than us all singing our own song in chaos. Okay, so a couple of questions that I have for you today. My name's Mark, and it's great to see you here, and I'm part of the team. Question, why Easter Monday? What's Easter Monday got to do with the whole Easter deal? Yet for centuries, the early church and through tradition, they celebrated Easter Monday in a sense as much as they did the rest of the Easter week. In Western culture, because of we're very economical, we cut it down to Good Friday and Sunday. But for most countries, where Bron and I were talking to a pastor in Myanmar during the week last week, they have a week-long celebration, and a lot of countries do. In the Western, where it's, that'll cost us money if we had everyone off work for a week, and so let's just cut it down to these days. But Easter Monday was just a big thing. So what's the importance of Easter Monday? So just hold that. So we're holding the song and harmony and disharmony over here. We're holding what's Easter Monday got to be about. And we're going to bring it all together, I hope, at the end. I want to tell you, just down the road east of us, so probably 4 or 5 Ks maybe, down the road towards Devonport, there's a place called Turner's Beach. Anyone heard of Turner's Beach? Anyone live in Turner's Beach? Cool, so there's a few of you live, so you know where Turner's Beach is. If we went back from the little bit of research that I did, about 1820 was the earliest record of someone being here in around that Turner's Beach area. It wasn't named Turner's Beach then, and you guess probably the first building they put up was a pub for sailors, but that was about 1820s. In the 1880s, 1890s, the Scott's family put on the Clayton Rivulet that's between Camp Clayton and just east of that, they put up a flour mill there. And that flour mill operated for decades, producing flour and bread then for around the northwest Tassie. And actually the name of that place wasn't Turner's Beach. It only got changed into Turner's Beach in 1960. It was known before that as Scott's Beach, after the Scott's family who had the flour mill. There was the flour mill went into disrepair. The land then became a dumping ground for like a tip, a refuse place for people to put their rubbish. Then it was unimproved pastures for sheep. They had a few sheep on it. Anyone remember driving past there when there was sheep just on that block? You know where I'm talking about? So just east of Camp Clayton. And about 5 years ago, the Briggs family bought that property. I had many conversations of people to go, well, if I owned that property, I'd put a 9-hole golf course in. Or if I owned that property, I'd put a resort there that you can look over the beach. People had plenty of ideas. They just didn't have the financial resource to do anything about it. The Briggs family 5 years ago bought that block or that parcel, which is almost 20 acres, and started repurposing it. And they cleaned it up and spent a lot, probably guessing, over $10 million to repurpose what was the mill that went to a wasteland, that went to unimproved pastures, went to where now there's a vineyard. There is 12,990 vines in that vineyard. I know because I have touched each and every one of them when I worked there for 12 months, managing the vineyard there. And there's a big timber barn that's being built. There's a majestic house. There's a hothouse that grows vegetables in. So that all that area is being repurposed. And it's been repurposed for the benefit of producing things that are good in that sense for the purpose that John and the Briggs family had. So there's a cost involved in that. There's a purpose. So my question to put with what's Easter Monday about and to put with where's the harmonies at, where is your life in the process of being repurposed? Is your life wasteland, like dumping ground? Is your life unimproved pastures? So my life is good if circumstances are good, it's bad if circumstances are bad. So you've just got to bounce whatever comes your way. Or have you started your journey of being repurposed, but found the cost was too high and stopped? Or are you living a repurposed life? So there's some things just to hold there, and then we're going to bring it all together. There's a verse in the Bible, 1 Peter 4, verse 1 and 2. It's going to come up on the big screen, and this is in the Message translation, and it says, it doesn't say. Bev has done a great job. 1 Peter 4, 1 and 2 in the Message says, since Jesus went through everything you're going through, again, this was written for people who, I said to someone this morning, someone said to me actually this morning, he is risen, and the traditional response to he is risen is, risen indeed. Do you know that got people killed through the centuries? And I just said to him this morning, it's just like, imagine if that now, today, if we said that got us killed. I wondered if we'd still say it. Anyway, so this is written, Peter's written and writing to this to people who are in this time where they've lost everything. You know, if you said Jesus is Lord, your property would go. If you said Jesus is Lord or risen indeed, or he's the Son of God, those sort of things, that would not just get you in jail, that would get you in an arena full of animals and everything like that. So Peter writes to them, since Jesus went through everything you're going through and more, learn to think like him. Think of your suffering as a weaning from that old sinful habit of always expecting to get your own way. So it's a weaning from that old sinful habit of always expecting to get your own way. Then you'll be able to live out your days free to pursue what God wants instead of being tyrannized by what you want. So when we live by what we want, well, it's not what we want, it's what I want. When I live by what I want in disregard to anything else, then that sort of life, and that's the lie of you'll be happier if you just live by do what you want. Do what you want. And that's the lie that you'll be happy if you just do what you want. Jace, if you can come up and help me this morning. If you can't see, there's a pile of rubble over here. It's like that wasteland that was at the Scotts Mill estate there at the vineyard, is that it was once rubble. It was once a tip. It was a wasteland. And when we live life, when we all do what we want, when I'm singing my own song and I don't care about your song, and if I can be louder, because when it's what I want, it comes in conflict with what other people want. And who wins? The person with the stronger arm or the louder voice? And the weak then are tyrannized by the powerful. The poor are at the mercy of the rich. And that's not how God designed life to be. But that's how life goes when we all live, well, I'll just do what I want. And the next line that normally follows that is, it's not hurting anyone. Well, you tell that to young girls who are being trafficked across the country, across the nation, across the world. That people are just doing, well, I'm just doing what I want. I just want to do what I want. But again, the powerful, we see it in the world, we see it in a schoolyard where bigger kids bully littler kids. And we see it in global politicians where they got more might, so we're going to bully those without the might. Or we got more riches, so we're going to put tariffs on. Don't get started. Step away. Step away. But that rubble becomes a wasteland, and humanity then lives in this wasteland. That's not the purpose. God had a purpose that we all, like we sang that song, that we sing in, but God says, here's the song I want you to sing. And people went, no, I want to sing my own song. And that then then someone else went, I want to sing my own song. I want to do my own thing. I just want to do what I want to do. What I want to do and I want to do. And fights and wars and greed and brokenness and hatred come from that place until you get to the place where about 1,000 years, we've heard of a cross that came at Jesus' time. That was in the time of the Romans. 1,000 years before the Romans, don't want to look like I'm on the cross. 1,000 years before the Romans, the Persians, the Assyrians, they used a cross as a means of torture. Why? Because death wasn't good enough. They wanted people to suffer. So the brokenness of humanity, the hatred, the evil, the darkness of humanity devised this. So the cross in all forms is that I want to get my own way. I want to show you that I'm more powerful than you. I'm going to sing my own song my way. No one else is telling me you're beaten. So 1,000 years later, Jesus ends up on a cross. Do you know in 70 AD, the Romans, when there was an uprising from the Jews, they put 500 Jewish people a day for 3 months on crosses. So that's 1,000 every 2 days. 3 months is how many days? 90 days. So about 45,000 Jewish people were crucified in 3-month period. That's almost, if we went 2 meters apart, that's almost the road between here and Launceston with crosses on it. 45,000 people in 3 months. That's hatred, people. That's evil, that's darkness, that's greed, that's jealousy, that's I want my own way-ness. So what happened, I need some help here. Someone like to pick up their cross and follow me? So Nick, if you can hold that cross there like that. I need 2 other people. Steve. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Actually, I need a few other people. So, yep. I need that. You come with me, Steve. No, you bring that chair. Yeah, bring the chair just over that side. So I need you. What was your name? Amos. Sit on that chair, Amos. Okay. I need someone else to sit on this chair. No, Steve, stay here. Stay here. Sit on this chair. Okay. Now, my father was a policeman and we lived in country Queensland. There were road trains. So if you can picture a road train this way, road train, so a big truck with 3 trailers on the end. And they get up some speed. I don't know if you've ever, or you can imagine, what if those 2 road trains hit each other? I've seen the devastation of what happens when 2 road trains hit each other. So what Good Friday is about, what Jesus died on the cross for. So the cross is a representation of everything evil. Put on your evil face. You haven't got an evil face. Anyway, so everything evil is heading towards the cross. Every hatred, every my own way at the expense of anyone else, any abuse, any stealing, everything that you can think of as evil. Humanity was racing and using the cross. What Friday means that evil was coming this way. The worst of humanity was coming this way. But what was coming this way was the best of heaven. Love, grace, mercy, kindness, goodness, all in Christ was heading this way. And just do it slow-mo. Coming together on Friday. So go. So Jesus is living his life. We've got thousands of years of evil coming this way. Love from heaven coming this way. Worst of humanity coming this way. God's harmony and love coming this way. Humanity going this way. And what happened on Friday? Okay, so now you've got what we need to go back. Now we're going to do it full speed. No, we won't. Workplace. It's just for all the workplace health and safety people there. But if you can imagine 2 road trains coming together. And so do it. You've got to act this out like it really did happen. Okay? So go together. And now this is an acting class. When you hit, you've got to like roll on the floor. There's got to be like chairs tipped over. Because Friday is a collision day. It's a collision day. Roll, dive. That's it. Okay, cross goes back there. Just stay there. That's a good picture. So what happened on Easter Friday is it was a collision day. Evil, singing my own song, went to God had a purpose, and God was about to repurpose humanity for the original purpose to sing in harmony with him. Plenty of people wanted to buy that block of land or had thoughts to go on that block, 20 acres. I'm going to put a golf course. I'm going to put, units on there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. They didn't have the money. To repurpose humanity out of a wasteland cost something more than you or I could ever pay. We couldn't afford to repurpose. So it's great, we've got ideas, so we can do this, we can do that. But only heaven could afford, only God in heaven could afford to redeem and to buy humanity back, repurchased humanity to repurpose humanity. So on the Friday, Jesus died on the cross, and the shedding of his blood was the price. We've been redeemed, not with corruptible things such as silver and gold, but the precious blood of Jesus. Jesus' blood shed on the cross. The cross, can I just say, the cross is evil. What humanity did with the cross, so never get to worship a cross. But at the cross is what Jesus, the blood that was shed at the cross is what redeemed, repurchased humanity for a repurpose. So Friday is important, vitally important, but it's not the end of the story. It's a photo, but the movie goes on. And so what happens is, stay there, guys. You're doing a great job. When did you go to acting school? The way that you're just lying there, like dead, is just like, wow, well done. So what happened, that the cross, then on the Friday, became a greater than symbol on the Sunday. What the Sunday, so the cross, so please, the cross is still here. We just re-symbolize it. It's been repurposed. The cross is still vitally important. The cross isn't. Jesus shedding his blood on the cross is vitally important. On the Sunday, though, it's like there's a greater than sign. On the Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, what happens is God saying, I am greater than this train, this freight train of evil, of bad, of ugly, of everything, hate. Love is greater than that. God is greater than that. In fact, God is greater than all the sin that was ever this way. And God is greater than the death. So what happened on Resurrection Sunday, it was a proof. If Sunday didn't happen, Friday didn't matter. So out of this chaos, what happened on Sunday, God went, I'm greater than. I'm greater than. I'm greater than the circumstances that you're currently in. I'm greater than the pain that you're currently experiencing. I'm greater. God is a God who, by his word, spoke the world into being. He went, let there be. Like, who else does that? God went, let there be light, and there was. Let there be plants. Let there be Turner's Beach. Let there be whatever, and it happened. God is unlimited by his power, but God is more than just powerful. So while this is a vital part of the story, and God went, I'm greater than death. This is your cue, actors. Actors, I am greater than death. I am greater than death. Amos, hop up. It's time to hop up. I'm greater than death. Thanks, guys. You can look. I can run. I'm greater than sickness. I'm greater than hate. That's why you never win by returning evil for evil. God's greater than that. So we have now Friday, the cross. God paid the price for us to be repurchased. Repurchased to be repurposed. Then God's going on the Sunday, I am greater than anything you could ever dream or imagine. So, Steve, back again. Can we do it over here, Jace? Okay. Take that over there. So I don't know what you're facing today, and I don't want to make light of it, but I do want to say the truth is God is greater than. God is greater than your circumstance. God is greater than the evil that's against you. God is greater than the hate that's against you. God is greater than the criticism that's against you. God is greater. That's Sunday. Greater than. Friday is a vital part of the story. We need to go from wasteland to greater than, to repurpose. Friday's not the end of the story, but it's a vital part of the story. Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, Jesus rising from the dead, is a vital part of the story, but it's not the end of the story, because there's Easter Monday that follows Easter Sunday. So the purpose, what was God's original purpose? Because God has repurchased us, is greater than, so we can live in our repurposed state. God's original purpose, that we be in harmony and sing by his song. Because his song, when we let him lead it, and when he's directed, when he's Lord, to put it another way, then what happens is that we get to sit around, in Bible language, we get to sit around a table. And the table is a place of community, a place of reconciliation. The table is a place where we get to celebrate each other, listen to each other, commune with each other, eat with each other, laugh with each other. So the purpose is, this is where the table is a place where we sit in harmony or live in harmony with one another. No pressure. Everyone's looking at you. Now, Jason owns a building. No, we won't. So, Friday is important. Sunday is important. Redeemed, repurchased. Greater than, life back, resurrected. And repurposed. Easter Monday is all about living out. If I don't have the team to come back. Is about living out the purpose that God had planned for us. And again, my question for you today is, where are you at that journey? Are you still living in a wasteland? Are you living in a circumstance land? Well, it depends. If it's good, the weather's good, then the grass will grow. If it's not, then the sheep will die. Are you living in that based on other people or other circumstances? Or are you living in a repurposed life? Living in a repurposed life where we get to the greater than signs there, the cross is there, but they're all pointing to... Oh, great job, well done. This is what it's about. It's about sitting across the table from the Father, from Jesus. It's about being in harmony with one another. It's about getting on. It's being aware. It's singing by His song. It's living by His ways that just bring life and hope and joy to the world. This is what Easter Monday is about. It's living out. It's not an academical exercise. It's an activation. We're supposed to live around a table in harmony. I got to see Jesus during the week. Stay with me. I was in the upper room at Uncle Ken's place at Hawley Beach. And you look down to, it's the Esplanade, there's a road there, there's a table, and then the beach. And I was sitting actually preparing, praying for today. And a car pulls in across the road. And I noticed the wind was blowing from the south. It was cool. And the car, she thought about it. She parked the car, the van, where the table would be out of the wind. Then she came around and put a chair out between the van and the table there at the beach. It was in the sun. The sun was coming this way. The wind was coming this way. She put the chair out. She thought about it. Put the chair out where it'd be in the sun and out of the wind. Then she helped a young lady with disability get out of the van and sat her in the chair. Then she went round and put things on the table. She put a drink on the table. Then she put like fruit on the table and goodies on the table until the table was pretty much packed. And I went, wonder who else is coming. And the table was full. And then she started singing to the girl, and she started singing. Then she started dancing. Then she held while she was dancing and jigging, she held the girl's hands and lifted them up and just held them and danced with her hands. And she sang to her face. The kindness and the love. She did things for the girl that the girl couldn't do herself. And then she gave him some food and got her a drink. And then she danced some more and sung some more. She didn't have $10 million to buy a property and repurpose it. But without a cent, she brought life and hope into someone else's world. I didn't ask her what her theology was. I didn't go, are you small P or big P Pentecostal? I didn't ask her what church she went. Because when I read Matthew 25, Jesus didn't ask the sheep or the goats where they went to church or what their theology was either. It was just, were you repurposed? Did you have a repurposed life to bring love and kindness and hope and peace and joy and goodness to one other person in your world? When we talk about what Easter's about, it's bringing the love of God that overcame evil. It's bringing the song of God, which says every single person's important, every single person's valuable. And I want you to take this love and kindness and goodness to one other person. Imagine if we could do that. I don't know what your week looks like. Maybe that's you. Maybe that was you. But I looked at that and I went, that's Jesus right there. I didn't expect Jesus to look like a middle-aged lady or dance with a funny jig. But that's more Jesus than I see in a whole bunch of people that might be at church every single week. I don't get to see what you do during the week. But if we are living off God's song sheet, that's more like Jesus. The worst of humanity met the best of heaven. Love overcame. And now we're repurposed, we're empowered to bring that love, kindness, and goodness to one other person, the person standing in front of us. Where are you on your repurposed journey? Are you around a table or are you still in a wasteland? Are you still lying on a floor? The good news today is that God's willing to meet you at your worst to bring out your best.